Hello everyone, in this video I'm going to build a British naval plane Supermarine Walrus. I chose Flyhowk kit. It pays off because there are 12 models in one box, 6 Ferry Sea Fox and 6 Supermarine Walrus. As you can see, the parts are beautifully cast with the soft details. Adorable are photo etch parts. The construction of the kit makes it possible to not use the extra parts. However, they are extremely thin, so that I will use them. The model also contains a couple of water slide decals. It is just a shame that there are not labels and serial numbers. The instruction manual is printed on the one sheet of the size A4. Everything is nicely described and color-coded. So that was a short presentation of the kit. Now let's go to work. First, I cut out parts from plastic sprue with sharp side cutters. You must be careful not to cut wing into two halves. Then I clean mold lines and gate with a sharp knife. I replace the old blade with a new one. The sharp edge will make a beautifully smooth and clean cuts. And again, you need to be very careful. It is not a problem to split wing into two halves. Now I clean imperfections with a fine sandpaper with 1000 grit. The rougher sandpaper with 500 or 200 grits could make scratches and damage the details. Edge metal parts are extremely thin, and therefore I need to separate them from the sprue on the hard cutting pad. I use a ceramic plate. I am going to put a new gunner position in the front of the fuselage. I simply make a new hole with a micro electric drill and diamond milling cutter. I use photo etch parts, so I must remove plastic struts for the engine. I cut them out with the side cutters and clean the rest of plastic with a knife. I do not know, but in my taste, the propeller is quite flat, and therefore I cut the leading edges to the shape of the real propeller. Now I can partially complete the model. I use for large parts extra thin glue. I must do not forget the overall geometry of the airplane. The elevator must be at the right angle with a rudder. I glue small parts together with dense glue. I apply glue on the correct position with a toothpick. And again, you must not forget add geometry. I easily bend edge parts to the direct shape with a tweezer, and then I fix the correct shape with a superglue. And finally painting, I attach the parts to the cell adhesive poster gum. I use for spraying and painting acrylic colors. It is essential to mix color properly because color pigment is on the bottom of the bottle. I add a few drops of a thinner because the color is very dense. And again I mix it all up. I use for spraying this airbrush Harder Unschnimmbeck Infinity with 0.15mm nozzle. The important thing is to clean airbrush properly. Even small dust can cover half of wing. I need to cover model with a very smooth layer, so I spray highly diluted color under low pressure of a 15 psi. I fix color with a gloss varnish and let it dry for 2 hours. Now I must cover light grey color with a masking tape before applying other colors. I use yellow masking tape with a width of 1mm, however I need half of a millimeter, so I split tape with a blade. Now it will be more complicated. I draw the exact outline of the wing and then paint the camouflage pattern. The last color is British green. I use mix of Averland grey and brown color. Now I fix color with a gloss varnish. I paint the rest of details with a brush and acrylic colors. The brush is Da Vinci size 0. I use two preparations for decal enhancement. Blue bottle with a decal setter, which helps me to set decals to the correct position, and a green bottle with softer, which unify decals with a surface. Now I spray the model with semi-gloss varnish. I make the model more interesting by applying enamel wash. The wash makes span lines and other details more pronounced. The model still looks very dull, and therefore I highlight wings with the oil paints. The oil paints dry one day in small layers so that I can blur color to the needed result. Now it only remains to glue machine guns and antenna wires. So that is all, my friends. I will try to make a small diorama with a hangar and cheap prints of whales. I have already buy a kit. Again, the details are extreme, so I'm looking forward. Thanks for watching and see you next time.